Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with you with a very exciting video. I got a chance to test out the 85 1.2 and I'm so excited to tell you all about it. This video wouldn't have happened without help from ORMS. They're a local camera store here in Cape Town. They were kind enough to lend me the lens for a day to test it out for you guys. I got it from the rental section that is super wide. They have a variety of different brands, Nikon, Sigma, Canon, you name it, they have it. So if you're ever in Cape Town and stuck for gear, definitely give them a shout. I'm going to attach links below so you can check them out. So on first impression, the lens is quite big. It's relatively heavy because, as you can imagine, there's a lot of glass. The lens is very ergonomically designed. It fits very well in your hands. It has those two finger slots, so you can hold it very, very comfortably without slipping. So for this particular test, I decided to shoot on everything on 1.2. As I mentioned, it's an aperture that I've never shot with before, and I was really excited to test it out, see how sharp the lens is, how fast the focus is, and so on. Personally, I found the autofocus a tiny bit slow. It does take its time and, it can get quite confused with hair and anything like that in front of the model's face. It is a very shallow depth of field. I do realize that, so the model has to be quite still. Otherwise, if there's any movement, the lens will miss the focus. But as I said, it's 1.2, so it's kind of understandable. Saying that, the autofocus is quite precise, and once you get it right, it just looks so good. I find the background is just perfectly blurred. Because it's 1.2, the focus is usually on the eyes and on the nose, and then the skin almost looks retouched because there isn't as much detail in it, which for portraits you usually want. If you're shooting beauty, it's not ideal, but for portrait it's just this beautiful, almost airbrushed kind of look. What I was really impressed with is the way the lens handled half bodies and full bodies, because I found with 1.4s and 1.8s, usually if I shoot half body or full body, the image goes quite flat. There isn't much, bokeh happening or anything like that. But with this lens, you really still get the beautiful bokeh, the beautiful blurriness. There's so much happening in the image, and it's so much more interesting than just the regular 1.4 or 1.8. I would most definitely recommend this lens for portrait photographers. I think it's such a beautiful piece of glass. It works really well with portraits and half bodies, and if you work with natural light, you will definitely appreciate the bokeh. I also took some footage on the 1.2 and I find it so beautiful. I just switched on the autofocus, so it was just tracking the face. I found it quite good, and it was quite precise in finding the focus on the model's face, and I think the footage just looks so good. So if you're into video, that's another kind of great thing to consider using it with. Because it's 1.2, it does let quite a lot of light in, so it's great for kind of lower light occasions. I'm not sure how the autofocus would act in those kind of situations because I tested it in full sun, but it is good to have that kind of option to be able to go to 1.2. I'd say it would be a perfect addition for any wedding or family photographers, especially those who work with natural lights. It might not be great with fast moving action on the day of the wedding, but maybe for like bridal photo shoots and so on, I think it would create really stunning images. So I definitely recommend that. So the only downside I find for this lens is that it is quite expensive. It is around 28,000 Rand, which works out around $2,400, which is very expensive for a lens. But I feel if you are really into portrait photography and you're really into your bokeh, this is definitely a lens for you to get. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this little review / first impressions on the lens. I hope you found it helpful. Once again, a huge shout out to ORMS for making it happen, letting me test out the lens. Once again, make sure to check out their links below. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.